Including stylet oil in your crop management rotation is an environmentally safe and effective way to protect your grapes against mite infestation. So be sure to visit www.styletoil.com today.
Hello, I'm Matthew Malcolm with Pacific Nut Producer Magazine, reporting to you here today with Emily Symmes, Farm Advisor for the UC Cooperative Extension. And you know, with March and April being the optimal timing for walnut scale control in the orchard, wanted to take the opportunity to hear from Emily, who gave some tips on managing walnut scale in the orchard. Here's Emily.
Walnut scale has really become an increasing issue for walnut production over the course of the last several years as Botryosphaeria concerns have increased. Walnut scale traditionally and historically alone, unless really high in numbers, doesn't cause direct damage to the plants. But Dr. Themis Michaelides has shown an association with the scale feeding wounds and openings for Botryosphaeria infection. So we're treating walnut scale much differently than we have in the past. With walnut scale, we do have high levels of biological control agents that do work in the orchard, but unfortunately these aren't maybe active enough in all orchards given Botryosphaeria situations. So when we talk about managing walnut scale, with IPM you always want to monitor your pest populations to determine if you need to treat and when the best timing is. For walnut scale, the two best treatment timings based on research over the last few years have been delayed dormant treatments or crawler treatments during typically early May timing. Delayed dormant is typically late March. Crawler timing is early May using insect growth regulators. Those have shown good control not only during that season, but are showing some sustained control into the following season. That's really important to note that controlling these pests may not have to be an every year practice once you've got your populations under control. So when we talk about determining whether or not you need to treat, it's really advised to go out, evaluate your pest populations, evaluate how much biological control is happening, so how much parasitism you're enjoying in your orchard, so to speak, and then how much Botryosphaeria pressure you have in your orchard. If you're in an incredibly low bot pressure orchard and you're seeing some parasitism or biological control, you may not need to treat for walnut scale. If you've got significant bot pressure in the orchard, you probably want to consider reducing your walnut scale populations with those delayed dormant late March applications or May crawler applications. As far as evaluating the populations, there's two times that we do that. Primarily dormant evaluation, so you can still get out and get it done now. Take a walk through the orchard, look for walnut scale populations. I always say take the extra step to determine or confirm that those populations are still alive. Walnut scale is an odd little insect. It has this waxy cover on that can stay attached to the branch even when the insect underneath is dead. And so, take your knife or your fingernail or a blade, scrape away at the populations and look for evidence of live scale underneath, which are bright yellow, juicy insects underneath that scale body. If you're not seeing any bright yellow and everything's really flaking off the branch, then your populations are not viable anymore. The other time that we consider doing monitoring is for the crawler stage. This oftentimes is really much more to determine best treatment timing for applying that crawler stage. So we take just over the counter, I call it double-sided sticky tape, wrap it around branches where we know we've got some live walnut scale populations, and then check those tapes weekly. Look at the edges for evidence of the little crawlers. They're tiny little yellow things. They'll get stuck on the edges. Once you see those start to emerge, consider doing your crawler application at that time if you didn't do your delayed dormant application in March.
Thank you, Emily. Well, good luck with your walnut scale treatments this month, and be sure to read Emily's Orchard Task column in the March issue of Pacific Nut Producer Magazine. I'm Matthew Malcolm, CaliforniaAgNet.com.